Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is doing amazing. I am doing great as well. And so this video is not a travel content video. This will be me talking to you guys about a very important thing which you guys have been asking me repeatedly, but I was kind of denying, or I was in a denial phase. So I thought of giving a proper clarity to everyone for what actually happened. So, well, the first question that I have been getting a lot since 4 months now is that what actually happened. So basically, two people who were in immense love at some point in their lives decided to separate mutually because they had both separate interest in their hearts and mind. And second question, which is a follow-up question to this, what went wrong? So basically, I don't have a defined or definite answer to this question because we ourselves didn't know how did things go so wrong. But yes, one thing I would like to talk about is we started our relationship very impulsively back then, 3 years before. And back then we were just in love. We both were in love with each other. I recognized myself after meeting him. I got to know about me and I just fell in love. He fell in love and we both were together since for 3 years. But later at some point we got to realize the dynamics of a relationship. Back then we were kids basically. I was probably 20 and he was 22, and we didn't know what an adult relationship looks like, sounds like. We just fell in love and we came in a relationship, and then we moved in. It happened very fast because I just graduated and I just wanted things to happen. I left my family for him and I moved in with him. So that is what happened in a series of events, and it just happened in a flow. And we never realized that what will 3 years down the line look like, what will 5 years down the line look like. Obviously no one plans anything, nobody plans anything. So yes, that's how it all happened. We came in a relationship, we're happy, but then at later point of a relationship we got to understand certain things about ourselves. I got to understand something about him, he got to understand something about me. I got to understand something about myself as well, which I was not aware. He got to understand something about himself as well, which he was not aware. So you discover yourself at each point of your life, and that is nothing to be ashamed of. So that happened, and mutually, it just, things just didn't work out at the end. We started fighting a lot, we started misunderstanding a lot, we started misunderstanding at the most silliest thing, and we used to fight a lot, we used to get angry a lot. I personally used to get angry a lot because I have a very bad childhood, and the post trauma comes out as different forms of anger. So I got angry a lot, and that's how things got worse. We didn't used to talk to each other after a fight or something, and that is how it got worse till an extent when we could not tolerate at each other. There's a saying, why do you shout at each other when you are nearer, when you're in a close proximity? If a person is right in front of me and I'm shouting at that person, it's because our hearts are poles apart. So that is what happens. We just got afar, very afar. So that is what happened between us till at the end, and things just didn't work out. We tried to work out, we did try to give several attempts to this relationship for the sake of my love, for the sake of his love. But just when we realized that it's too late, we also realized this thing that we just realized that we have different sets of priorities. For me, my priority was my career, and for him, his priority was his family. So it was nothing to be blamed for. And most of the people in my Instagram has been constantly telling me that I'm portraying him bad. Well, I'm not portraying anyone bad. I had a heartbreak. It was me who was suffering. So that is a different point. It's me. It's my POV. It's my life. I am sharing my thoughts and emotions over the gram. So I don't think that should be a matter of problem to anyone. So because I am very vocal about my emotions, and I'm because I don't have anyone in my close proximity, so I would tend to post things over Instagram. That might be a wrong way, but that was what I felt right at that moment. So I guess I did post things. Maybe it looked like I am portraying him bad or something, but that was not what I intended for. That was my problem. I had the heartache. Yes, I did have depression. I did have anxiety as well after that. It does not mean he did all the wrong things. It happened mutually. It happened. The breakup happened mutually. So and I guess it's okay to separate. It's okay if you think that you guys are not bonding well enough at any point of your life. It's okay to separate because your entire life is in front of you. You might have given 3 years, 5 years, 10 years for that particular relationship. You might have compromised, you might have sacrificed a lot. But later I realized, at this point I realized this thing, that my whole life is in front of me. I might have given 3 years to this particular relationship, but I also have another 50 to 60 years of my life. So it's okay. We know sometimes in life priorities change. It's okay if you change. It's okay if people changes, because if the entire universe is changing, if the entire Earth's rotation is changing at every second, if the polar ice caps are reducing every second, if the global warming is increasing every second, then we are just human beings with hearts, with different capacities, with different intellectuals. So it's fine, I suppose, if our priorities change with time. It's okay. At some point I might have wanted different things, but now I want different things, and that is very okay. That is okay for everyone. This is nothing to be felt ashamed of for. So after talking about this entire thing, I just wanted to share certain key takeaways that I have grabbed from my previous relationship, and I think that might help you as well. So first thing I would like to talk about is take time for relationship to happen. Take time, be friends at first, because ultimate at the end all that will matter is how you understand each other, how you grab each other's heart, how you understand each other's intellectual. So first of all, you need to be friends with that person. You need to completely know that person from top to bottom. I guess that is the first thing, and never rush into anything, because what I have realized till today is this is something I have realized from my experience, from my various experiences, as well as from this previous relationship as well, that never rush. The second thing I'd like to talk about is set up your priorities with each other, because you need to know what exactly your partner prioritizes. So if it's career, if it's family, you need to exactly know what is it, because at least you'll have a fair idea if at such point of time, if something like this happens, what will be the result. So just you both need to know about each other, what is your priority, and set your goals as well, that at this point of your life you need to have this, at this point you need to have this, you need to build a house, you need to have a car, you need to be stable at this point. You need to set all your goals with your partner, because that is important. Because when two persons come together in a relationship, it's not just your particular goals or their particular goals, it's combined particular goals. So you need to focus on both of your goals together. At the same time, you need to understand each other's as well. So the third point I would like to say is, I have written it down actually, because I write it down when something comes to my mind. So if you feel something is wrong, don't support it for the sake of your love. If you can talk it out and resort it, then it's okay. But if not, then you have to decide for yourself. So what actually happens is, most of the times you don't like a particular thing about your partner, and you just listen to it. You just go with the flow only because for the sake of love, so that you don't fight, or you don't fall into any arguments. But my opinion is, you need to talk it out then and there itself, because that issue will come up again again in the future, and then it will be too late for you to just make the person understand that this thing is hurting me. So this is something you really need to work on. You just need to let them know. You cannot support them. You can just let them know that this is hurting me, just stop doing it. If that person understands, then great, but if not, then you need to decide for yourself, because you need to love yourself first. You need to give yourself the priority first, and after that you need to give your partner the first priority, because you yourself is what matters the most in this universe. Because you have taken birth in this world alone, you will die alone as well. So you need to get this thing straight. Yeah, so the next point is, do make adjustments but never compromise, never sacrifice. Because it goes as a habit. You start compromising, you start sacrificing, you will keep on compromising till the end कि ठीक है चलो ये कर लेता हूँ, ये भी कर लेता हूँ, कोई बात नहीं. It's not like that. You need to give yourself the priority like I just mentioned. So make adjustments. Both of you need to make mutual adjustments. It's not just one is making only the adjustments and one is just being what he is from before. So make adjustments but never compromise anything in your regard, because your needs are also is also very important. It's keep your needs at the top and then your partner needs at the second, because that is what should be. If you are happy, you can make your partner happy. So that should always be the second thing, second thing. Okay, so the next very, very important thing is talk it out when you're not angry. So this thing is from my personal experience, because when I get too hyper, when I get too angry, I just say things which is wrong. Sometimes when you are angry, you don't even mean half of the things. You just speak it out, you just spit it out like that person doesn't mean anything to you, but actually you are so messed up. Your brain, your mind, your heart is so messed up at that point that you are not even realizing what you're speaking. So you need to really, really understand what you are trying to say, because you will say some things to that person. That person will never understand that my partner is speaking these things to me in anger, in rage. He was just outrageous and he spoke it out. But no, that person will never understand, because that person is also going through certain shit of his own. So our brain is not so hi-fi it will understand every other human's emotion. Everyone's psychology works differently, so it's okay. So talk to that person, try to explain the things, but when you're not angry, at least you will know what you're speaking and what you're not. So I guess that is very, very important. That's from a personal experience as well. So I guess that's all. That will give you a better clarity on what things happen. And I really, really don't want anyone to just come and ask us why it actually happened, and that is the reason why I made this video. So I understand is that everyone needs clarification, because we have been showing our good times over the social media but not our bad times. Because ask this question to yourself: how can someone show the bad times? You cannot come and just show the bad times, because you yourself are going through certain things. You just need time to process everything, adjust to everything, make some new changes. So yes, I don't think that's literally possible for anyone to just share the bad times of their life. And this is everyone's thing. You share the good memories with others, with your friends and family over the social media, but when something bad happens to you, you simply like to isolate yourself and just like to keep things to yourself, or just talk to a best friend or a close friend or a family member, but you do not just go and tell everyone. But when it's a good news, you go and tell everyone, okay, this has actually happened in my life. That's it guys from my side. I hope it clears out most of the things. Hope you have an amazing day ahead. Bye guys, spread love and take love.